Hi, good morning, everybody. As you can tell by the same sweatshirt, I'm filming this Sunday morning. Let's go ahead, I'll post it on Wednesday. Let's go ahead and show you what some of the stuff I've been working on the layout. Nothing major, not going to be a long video, but you'll see what I am making progress anyhow. First of all, and it's a minor thing, you never notice if I didn't tell you, I never did like the chain link fence product that was around wherever. I'm not going to call them out by name because I appreciate every manufacturer, every hobbyist that goes out on the limb to manufacture stuff. But I decided to tear it all down, and I replaced on the road with another brand. Gold Metal Models is the gold standard as far as I'm concerned, but they're going out of business apparently, so I chose this one, and it's much better than the old one anyhow. So these are the poles that I used on Douglas Avenue. My brother-in-law got out of N-scale. He wasn't in it for very long, and they were a package, they're Bachman. So I decided I'd use the same ones to go down the yard. So this is what they look like out of the package. I'm gonna modify them. I'll show you what they look like, but if you want to see all the details of how to do it, I've got a video of how to do it, and I'll try to post a link, or at least I'll post a picture of what the video looks like, so if you want to go back and search it to see what I did to them. So here's the video if I am unsuccessful to put a link in the description. I do everything on my phone, so sometimes it's hard to do stuff like that, but it's in the N-scale playlist if you want to find it. So the unmodified pole is on the right. I haven't done anything to it other than cut the base off so I could stick it down the phone. The modified one is on the left. Again, I scraped it with a razor knife, dry brushed it with gray paint, cross arms and everything. I've got the insulators painted with the my wife's fingernail polish, and then I painted the supports with dark rust, and really they hardly show up at all. Any different, but so I don't know if that's worth doing or not, but it's real easy to do. So when I originally did Chillicothe, I think there's only like 7 or 8 poles in Chillicothe, and now I'm trying to do a bunch more than that. Probably doing too many. So whether it's worth it to you or not, you have to make your decision on your own, but I think they do look a lot better, a lot more realistic. So here are the poles. Put them the same distance I did in Chillicothe. I think they're about 11 inches apart. They do not have wires on them, nor will they ever have wires on them. Go all the way around the corner down there to right by wherever, and end up just on the other side of standard elevator anyhow. But I think they add a little bit of detail to the layout, and you probably saw them in the steam engine video, possibly. So a little bit of work on the elevator. I've got a couple of these, I don't know what they are, tubes, conveyors, whatever they are, ways to transfer material from one place to another. Still waiting on some stuff from Grain Belt Models, so I can tie in the other 2 conveyors, but it's never going to look exactly like the prototype because I didn't model all the silos they had. These 2 are fairly close. The one going from the bottom right to the upper left is a little bit out of place because in reality the concrete silos on the left should be much farther back, should be farther away, so it would have been a different angle from it. But I'm trying to get as close to it as I can given my space limitations. All right, so let's end up here. So you've already seen part of this. I did put a guardrail in, sort of separate the parking lot. Built a couple trucks. You've seen the fire truck in the steam engine video. This other one, I've had the kit for a while, but I just finished it. Just an old flatbed truck with some junk in the back. I thought it'd be good to park around the elevator anyhow. Now that pole in the back, I've shown you this picture before. This was the elevator. I guess the parking lot was actually asphalt, which I decided not to do, but there's this electric pole there with these 3 transformers on it, and so I did that. Cut off the middle cross arm of one of the line poles I used. Cut off most of the insulators, just left the two on the ends on each cross arm, painted them black, and I took some tubing and made the transformers. Just glued them on there, put a little spacer out and glued them out so they weren't right on the pole. So, and I painted the bottom of it yellow because in the original photo, people could have run into it with their car, but I wanted to put it sort of farther back out of the way, so don't know if that would have been possible for someone to run into it here. And it had to have been drinking a lot of Pabst Blue Ribbon for that to happen. So let me end up with the story about the billboard. So I showed you the picture, other picture from another view that showed there was a big billboard there, and I couldn't tell what was on it. So I decided to make it a Pabst Blue Ribbon billboard. And the reason why, and I'm going to put a picture in here and pause for a second. One of my good friends I've known for over 20 years passed away on February 24th. On his 60th birthday, he was having trouble raising his arm. Finally, they couldn't figure out what it was, but he was finally diagnosed with ALS, which, as you know, is no cure for, and it is fatal. He did not make it to his 63rd birthday, so he survived with it, a little bit over 2 years or so. Well, actually, he probably had it before that. It just went undiagnosed. Fantastic guy. My father did not want an obituary. He said that obituaries make everyone sound like saints, whether they were or not. And that's true. You rarely hear anything negative about somebody in an obituary. Peter's obituary was very well written, and if anything, it did not do him justice for what a good person he was. So we're going to miss him, but the underlying message here for me, and I hope you take this to heart, is we're not guaranteed anything. If you've been putting off building a layout or putting off doing anything, don't put it off. You never know what's going to happen. He was set up. He left his wife and daughter in fantastic shape. He was a lawyer, enjoyed life to the fullest with his Land Cruisers, mountain biking, whitewater rafting, has friends around many different aspects. He has his Land Cruiser friends, he has his rafting friends, very highly regarded in his profession, and personally did a lot of volunteer work for organizations looking out for people who couldn't look out for themselves. So don't put it off. We're not guaranteed anything, and build something. Buy a model kit and build it. Build a little switching layout. Build a round and round loop. If you've collected all this stuff for years thinking someday I'm going to do something, you don't know when someday's going to come. So that's my message to everybody. I hate to leave on a downer, but my billboard is a tribute to him. His initials were PB, and so we called, Pabst Blue Ribbon is abbreviated as PBR, and so we called it Peter Brown Reserve. And he loved it. He had Pabst Blue Ribbon shirts, underwear, pants, everything you could think of. He had PBR stuff. He actually did drink it. So that's my tribute to Peter. May he rest in peace. Everybody stay safe.